welcome to my channel. I'm glad you were here. My name is Ashley and you're watching my YouTube channel, Bursts of Sunshine. Here you will find craft projects, DIY projects, usually just me trying stuff out, maybe sometimes some just fun videos here and there, and I hope you stick around, so subscribe if you're new so you can see every time I post a new video, and hit the notification bell so you're notified every time a video goes up. If you've seen my video where I made a custom Monopoly game, you know that I really enjoy board games. It's something my family really enjoys. And as a resolution for 2021, I would like to spend more quality time with my family and just enjoy their company and maybe stay off our phones a little more. So with that said, I thought we would try to customize some games, and I actually gifted these for people for Christmas in the family so we could use them as New Year's resolutions to spend time together. But it works great for the new year if you want to try to spend more time with your family or just have some fun activities to do. So we're going to do today a customized, personalized, sorta. It's not super personalized, but you could totally personalize it how you want. You're just going to do a fun spin on the game Jenga, which is my nephew's favorite game. And so I decided we are going to make it like a fun, silly game where we can all just laugh and have a good time. With lack of a better naming process, I just called it Silly Dare Jenga. I didn't really know what to call it. Probably wouldn't call it Jenga just because, you know, brands and stuff, but you could call it like Silly Dare Tower. I probably should have done that, but I mean, hindsight's 2020 and I've done it now, so. But I'm gonna show you guys how I made this custom Silly Dare Tumbling Tower game, and I hope you guys like it. So if you guys like Jenga, give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment below and let me know what your favorite game is. I've got it in my head now. I want to try to remake some games. I've got a couple of ideas. So comment below, let me know what game is your favorite. It can be a board game, it can be a Jenga game, it can be whatever. Just comment down below and let me know. If you haven't seen my Monopoly board game that I DIY'd last year for Valentine's Day, but you could totally do it for any holiday. It don't have to be even a holiday theme, just to customize it for your family or your friends. I will leave a link in the description down below so you could check that video out because it's really detailed on how I did all of the steps. With that said, I hope you guys like this video, and let's just get into making this DIY Silly Dare Tumbling Tower game. Let's get into it. You're gonna start with a tumbling tower game, any brand you want. I did get this one from Walmart specifically because I wanted the metal can so I could kind of decorate it as well, but that's totally optional. You can get it a little bit cheaper, I think, in like a plastic box, but just whatever your preference. Of course, we're going to open the tumbling tower and get out all of the blocks. To my understanding, you can also buy these in colored blocks, which would save a bunch of steps here if you want them to be colorful like I did. But at the time when I got these, I didn't see the colorful blocks, so I just got these plain wooden looking tumbling tower blocks to decorate. When I opened this up, it smelled like fresh wood, like that smell when you walk into Lowe's. That's what this little game smelled like as soon as I opened it, and I have to admit, I kind of loved it. So pretty much the first step is just going to be to take some markers in any colors of your choice if you're sticking to a theme. Again, this is completely optional. You don't even have to color these if you don't want to. You can leave them wooden and just write on them. I did choose markers and not paint because I did not want there to be a texture that would cause it not to slide out from the tower good when you're playing the game. So that's why I did choose to do markers and not paint or something that would be more bright. But, you know, again, this is completely optional. My markers are kind of old and they weren't exactly doing the best, but I just made do with what I could, and I kind of did the best I could with these things, but these markers were not in good shape. As you can see, I struggled with jumping around marker to marker trying to find one that would color the blocks because I didn't go through my markers beforehand to make sure they weren't old and dried out, and most of them were. I guess that's what I get for buying cheap markers. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to color just the tops and bottoms of each block. I did sit down and think really hard about what dares I wanted to put on here because I wanted them to be kid friendly, but you could totally customize this for whatever kind of game you're going to do. Of course, there's 48 blocks, so I wrote out 48 dares to go onto these blocks, and I'm going to use this Sharpie pen to write these on all of these blocks. Get Rosie's little hand. She wanted to help me, so she was just hanging out, you know. Don't mind all of the marker marks all over my fingers. That's from sitting and coloring all of these blocks. I'm very sloppy, and I just got marker all over my fingers. So I just took this Sharpie pen and I just wrote the dares out on one side of each block. I didn't write on both sides because from the top you'd be able to read the dares, and I didn't want anyone to know what their dares were until they pulled them out of the tower. So I did go over them twice so they would be a little more bold. I did try using just like Sharpies. It didn't quite work out. So definitely use a very fine tip pen like the Sharpie pen or something of the sort. And if you have a good handwriting, that's also helpful. I have like the world's worst and I just could do what I could do. So that's why the handwriting is horrible, but it's okay because it's your game. You can do it how you want it. So now I'm going to work on customizing this box tin thing. First I'm going to use some spray paint, some white spray paint actually, so that way it just gives it a nice clean fresh look to start off, like a clean canvas. As you can see, I did not spray paint it very well, but it doesn't matter because it's going to be covered. I'm going to use this small little measure tape and I'm going to measure my box. It's about 10 inches tall by 3 inches wide, but this may vary based on what size tin you have, because I think if you buy them from different places, they may be in different size boxes. And again, decorating the box is totally optional. So of course I'm going into Canva to create my custom labels for my tin, and I'm going to go to custom size. I always change it to inches because I don't do well with pixels, too much math for me. And I'm going to make it 3 by 3 inches to start out because I'm going to start out with the lid. Again, I think I did this the last time I did a video on here. I made a design and I recorded it, and then in the end I changed my mind and made a whole new design. So I guess this is just going to be an idea of how to do the lid because I ended up changing all the fonts and stuff on it. But again, on the left here, you can see there's templates, uploads, photos, elements, text. I click text, obviously, to add the text. There's tons of different fonts, and you can change colors. There's so many options here that it's like ridiculous. Now to add any kind of shapes, like say if I wanted rectangles or anything like that, that is under elements. And if you want to upload images, which I did end up uploading some images that I just saved off of Google onto my labels, that would be in the uploads. If you have seen my Guess Who board game, then you would obviously know by now how to use that uploads button where you just upload all of your photos into Canva and you can do whatever you want with them. So I'm of course just playing around with different fonts and different colors, trying to work up like a theme, like an overall theme here for my lid. Like I said, at the end I ended up changing it, but this kind of gives you an idea. I thought it would be fun to make a silly face on there since it's like a silly dare game. I did get my dares off of Pinterest mostly because I wanted them all to be kid friendly, but you can make them whatever kind of dares you want. So keep that in mind when you're making your dares. I did go to make the labels for the sides, and since the side is 10 inches by 3 inches, I made a new Canva layout and I made it 10 inches by 3 inches. And then I pretty much just did the same thing, moved words around, moved pictures around, tried to make it original and custom. Once I have that done, as you can see, I copied and pasted it and then went back into the tin lid. Yes, and I changed it so it matches. So now I don't have Microsoft Word on my computer, but I did want this to fit on a page to the right size, where it would print to the right size. So I just opened this up in WordPad and I used the little ruler on the top there to kind of judge how big I needed them to be. As you can see, I just sized it down so it lines up with the 3-inch mark. I was able to fit 2 per sheet of the long labels for around the side of the boxes. And then I ended up just printing the lid on its own. I used this LD sticker photo paper. I got this off of Amazon. I just searched photo sticker paper, and this is what came up. But I believe you can buy it other places too. Just Amazon is where Once I print out my labels, 1 for each side, that is 4 in total of these long ones, and then 1 for the lid, I'm just going to cut them out. And again, this is sticker paper, so it should be relatively easy to apply. I'm just going to peel the sticker backing off once I get it cut out, and then I'm just going to stick it to my tin. Totally optional, which I did do, is I did spray coat over mine with like a Mod Podge acrylic sealer, but any kind of like sealer, Mod Podge type situation would do. In my experience, this sticker photo paper with my printer sometimes can run, and so in order to prevent that, I do spray a top coat on it, a very light one so it doesn't like crinkle up. I do spray a top coat to keep it from the ink from smudging around. I'm going to stick all of my stickers on my tin, and the tin is done. And as you can see, there's my Mod Podge spray, and that's it. Your game is done. You have a custom box, you have custom dares. This game is super fun, and I think you will enjoy it, so give it a try. turned out really fun. Like, I know that it didn't look the greatest because, as you know, I'm usually winging it half the time when I'm doing these things, and my markers kept sucking, and I would totally have bought a colored Jenga had I realized that was a thing, but I didn't know that at the time, and I just bought what I found at my Walmart, and I really liked that it had the metal tin that I could customize, so I did just get like a generic plain wooden tumbling tower game, but you can totally get a colored set to save yourself a lot of trouble and to make it look better, or you can just leave them plain wooden and just write on them, just whatever works for you. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up so I know these are the kind of videos you guys want to see. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here so you can see every time I post a new video. With that said, I hope you guys like this video, and I hope you give this game a try, because this silly Dare Tumbling Tower game was actually super fun. I made all my dares kind of kid friendly because they were for my nephews really, and I knew I would be playing with like a 4-year-old and a 12-year-old, so I tried to make them things that they would find funny or fun and just be entertaining, and things that didn't require like a lot of work or time. But you could totally make these dares anything you want. You can make them dirty if you're doing it with your partner. You can make it like a fun drinking game if you're over the age of 21. The possibilities are endless of what you can do with this game. So customize it to you, customize it to whatever dares you want. Pinterest is a good resource for finding good dares, whether you're doing drinking dares or if you're doing kid-friendly dares. Pinterest will be your best friend. Alright guys, I hope you guys like this video, and I will see you next week. Bye.